everyone, I'm Bella and welcome to our All Levels Flexibility Flow. So the sequence that I put together are a series of movements that I kind of started my yoga practice with just to increase some flexibility and my range of motion within all the different muscle groups and just my body overall. So hopefully you guys enjoy, and I think it's actually a practice that feels really good. So even when I'm just haven't stepped onto my mat for a while, I will do a flow that's very similar to this one. So we're going to go ahead and get started if you guys are ready. We're going to come to a kind of modified low tree position on our mat. So you can come to both your knees, and then you're going to take the ball of the right foot, place it to the inside of the left knee, and then you can just go ahead and rest the heel onto the inside of the leg. So we're going to go ahead and stretch into the left side of the body. You can bring your right hand to the top of your right knee, and then we're just going to take the left hand and reach up and overhead as the hips gently kind of sway over to the left side. So we'll just stay here for 3 rounds of breath. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, maybe start to reach over further towards the right as you create a little bit more space in the left side body. One more full breath in and out. Come back up through center. Go ahead and just rotate the right knee so that it's facing the just right out in front of you. You can take the left hand to the right knee, the right hand to the base of the spine, and we're just gonna go ahead and take a gentle twist open towards the right. So the right hand on the lower back is supporting you, and then the left hand on the right knee is helping to leverage your twist open maybe a little bit deeper. One more inhale and exhale. Come back to center. We're going to go ahead and switch sides. So drop the right knee, bring the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Bring the left hands to the right knee. And then go ahead and reach the right arm up and overhead, coming into a low modified tree. Two more breaths in here. Inhale. And as you exhale, reach the right fingertips over ever so slightly, even more. Another breath in. And exhale. It's also a nice little balance challenge. And come back through center. Go ahead and point the left knee in front of you. Take the right hands to the left knee, the left hands to the back of your sacrum, or to the bottom of your sacrum. And then we're going to twist open towards the left. One more inhale. And exhale. We're just starting, so be gentle with your twist here. And make your way back through center. We're going to come to hands and knees and work through some spinal circles. So stack your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. And we're just going to go ahead and take an intuitive, kind of organic movement in the spine, coming clockwise originally, and then we're going to switch to counterclockwise in a little bit. So just breathe as you create some movement in the spine, maybe rounding everything in, and then lifting the neck and the chin. Take whatever movement feels good in your body. Just a nice way to gently bring some warmth. And go ahead and switch directions. So it's kind of like we're combining cat and cow, but in a circular motion. And take one last circle. Come to a neutral spine. Tuck your toes underneath you and start to push through your hands and knees as you lift the knees away from the mat. And you lift the hips higher up to the sky, coming into downward facing dog. You can start with the knees bent since we're still warming up, and if you'd like to bring some movement, then you can pedal out the feet by bending one leg and then the other. So you want your biceps to come to frame your ears. You're pressing evenly between both hands and both feet. Feet should be about hip width apart. And let's continue to pedal out the legs if you're still warming up. And if not, then we'll find stillness in our downward facing dog. Just gonna hold this for one round of breath. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, maybe you push your chest closer to your legs. Inhale, come to your tiptoes. Look your gaze towards your hands and slowly start to walk the feet all the way up to meet your hands coming into a forward fold. I like to take my first forward fold of the day, grabbing opposite elbows, and it just helps to bring extra weight to my fold. You can sway a little bit if that feels good. Also, you can keep a deep bend in the knees if you need to. If you are holding onto your elbows, go ahead and release that. Take an inhale as you lift up halfway, lengthening from the crown of your head down to your tailbone. And then exhale and fold back over your legs. We're going to inhale and come all the way to stand this time. Reach both arms up to the sky. And then exhale as you bring your hands to prayer at your chest. Inhale as you lift both arms up again. And then exhale as you swan dive over your legs, coming back to a fold. And just a reminder here that for every pose we enter, you can always find a modification for yourself to back out of it a little bit if you need to. So if you want to keep your knees bent here in this fold, or for every fold for the rest of the practice, then definitely do that. We're going to inhale and lift up halfway, lengthening through the spine. If you'd like to keep the hands higher up on the legs to make your lift a little bit easier, you can do that. And then exhale, fold back over your legs. Plant the hands down, and we're going to step back to a high plank position. So option here to take chaturanga with the knees lifted, or with the knees lowered down onto your mat. So either way, take an inhale to prepare. And then exhale as you lower down halfway. And then inhale, come to upward facing dog, or a mini cobra pose. Exhale as you send the hips back into downward facing dog. Take one round of breath here. Inhale as you lift the right leg up and back behind you. And then exhale as you hug the knee into your chest. And then as best as you can, you're going to step the right foot up to the top of your mat, in between your hands. Lower the back left knee to the mat. We're going to kind of sink down as much as possible into the front right hip here. So if you'd like to bring the hands up onto the right thigh to make it a little bit easier for yourself, then you can totally take that. And if not, then you can leave the fingertips on the mat. So here we're going to inhale, and as much as you can, as you're sinking the hips forward, you're going to try to still lift up through the chest, through the chin, and through the upper body. So we're not curling in and kind of sinking in the torso. We are lifting ourselves up. So take your inhale here. And then on your exhale, you're going to send the hips back. You're going to flex through the right foot. And we're just coming into a half split. So option here for a modification would be if you have some blocks or some books, and you can place them underneath both of your hands to kind of lift yourself up higher. And of course, you can keep the right knee bent if need be. So we're going to flow through the low lunge and half split. So you're going to inhale as you come back into your low lunge, sinking the hips down but lifting through the chest. And then exhale as you send the hips back into a half split. You can start off with a long spine, and then as we progress through our flexibility flow, maybe you want to take a little bend and a little fold over the front right leg. Inhale, we'll come back to our lunge. And then exhale, send the hips back, half split. 2 more times. Inhale, come forward. And then exhale, send the hips back and flex through the right foot. Inhale, low lunge. And then exhale, half split. From here, stay in your half split. If you were taking a little fold, come back up with a long spine. Leave the left fingertips tented onto your mat. And then start to reach the right arm up to the sky as you take a gentle twist open towards the right in the half split. So this is a really nice stretch for the IT band. Take a breath in. And then exhale, release the right hand back down. Send your hips forward as you come back to your low lunge. Lift the back left knee away from the mat. Plant your hands down and step the right foot back to meet your left in downward facing dog. Inhale as you come to your tiptoes, look your gaze forward, and then slowly start to walk the feet up to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift up halfway, and exhale, fold back over the legs. Inhale as you come to stand all the way at the top of your mat, reach the arms overhead, maybe take a mini back bend at the top, and then exhale, bring your hands to prayer at your chest. We're going to take that flow again, but we're going to move to the opposite side. So inhale as you reach both arms up. And then exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands down. Step the feet back to plank. Your option, knees up or knees down. We're going to come into chaturanga. So inhale to prepare. And then exhale, lower down halfway. Inhale, take your mini back bends, little cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhale as you send the hips back and come into downward facing dog. One round of breath here. Inhale, lift the left leg up and back behind you. And then exhale as you curl the left knee into the chest. And then do your best to plant the left foot in between your hands. Drop the back right knee. And then your option here, you can bring the hands to the top of the left thigh, or you can leave the fingertips on your mat. So inhale as you sink into the hips, as you lift through the chest. And then exhale as you send the hips back, flex through the left foot, and take your halfway split. Inhale, come back to your little lunge. I didn't mention this on the other side, but I like to keep my back toes tucked. It just gives me a little bit of extra sense of support and stability, but if you want to untuck the back toes, then you can totally take that. So inhale, sink the hips, and then exhale, halfway split. Option here to take a fold over the front leg. Inhale, come back to your low lunge. Exhale, halfway split. Inhale, lunge, lift through the chest, and then exhale, come to your halfway split. We're going to take our little twist here, so find some length in the spine, sit up tall in the torso, leave the right fingertips tented up on your mat, and then start to lift the left arm all the way up to the sky, twisting open towards the left. Continue to flex through the left foot. Take a full breath in. And exhale as you return the left hand down. Bring the hips forward as you come back to your low lunge. Lift the back right knee away from the mat. Plant your hands down. And then step the left foot back to downward facing dog. Inhale, come to your tiptoes. Look your gaze forward. And then slowly start to walk the feet all the way up to the top of your mat. Coming into a forward fold again. Inhale, lift up halfway. And then exhale, fold back down. Inhale, come to stand all the way at the top of your mat. Take a full body stretch. And then exhale, bring your hands to prayer. We are halfway done, so we're going to continue on. Inhale, lift both arms up. And then exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands down. Step the feet back to plank. Knees up or down. Take chaturanga as you lower down halfway. Inhale, take your back bend, little cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhale, you send the hips back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up and back behind you. And then exhale, curl the knee into your chest, and then plant your right foot forward. So that we are going to take the same series of movements that we did last time, except for we're going to keep the back knee lifted. So inhale here as you sink the hips down and lift up through your chest. And then as you exhale, we're going to send the hips back. If you can, straighten through the front right leg, coming into a pyramid pose. And then if you want to take it even further, you can fold over the right leg. If you want an even added stretch, then you can lift the right foot, flex it, and then take a fold. So wherever you are, just go to where is comfortable in your body. You might need to still keep the right knee a little bit bent as you send the hips back. So just play around with what feels good in your body. We're going to inhale, come back to our low lunge, sink the hips down, lift through the chest, and then exhale, come into pyramid. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, send the hips back. 2 more times. Inhale, reach through the chest. And then exhale, send the hips back. Inhale, low lunge. And then exhale, pyramid pose. We're going to take a twist here like we did in our half split. So find some length in the spine. Tense up on the left fingertips. And if you can, you're going to start to reach the right arm up to the sky, coming into a twist in our pyramid pose. So just one full round of breath here. If you can, try to tuck the right hip in so that it's not splaying too far out from the midline of your body. Exhale as you release the right hand back down to your mat. Bend into the right knees, you come into your lunge again. Plant both hands down, and then step the right foot back to meet your left in downward facing dog. Inhale, come to your tiptoes, look your gaze forward, and gently walk the feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen from the top of the head down to your sacrum, and then exhale, fold back down. Inhale, come to stand as you lengthen through the spine, reach both arms up and overhead, maybe take a little back bend at the top, and then exhale, bring your hands to prayer at your chest. We'll take that again, moving on to the other side. Inhale, reach both arms up, and then exhale, swan dive over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift, and then exhale, plant the hands, come back to plank, knees up or down, inhale to prepare, and then exhale, lower down halfway. Inhale, take your back bend, and then exhale, send the hips back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up and back behind you, and then exhale, hug your knee into your chest, and then plant the left foot down. So set up your low lunge on the left side. Find a comfortable distance between both feet. And once you have found that, then sink the hips down as you lift up through the chest. Inhale. Exhale, send the hips back. Pyramid pose. Option here to keep the left knee bent. Or if you want to take it deeper, you can lift the left foot, flex it, and then take a fold. Inhale, lunge, and then exhale, pyramid pose. Inhale, come forward, lift through the chest, and then exhale, send the hips back. 2 more times. Inhale, reach up through the chest, and then exhale, send the hips back. One last time. Inhale, come forward. And then exhale, pyramid pose. We'll take our twist. So find some length in your spine. Lift up if you were folding down. Tent up on the right fingertips and leave them there as you start to inhale and reach the left arm all the way up to the sky. Hug the left hip into your body and take a breath in. And then exhale, release the left hand back down. Come forward back into your lunge. Plant the hands down. And then step the right foot or the left foot back to downward facing dog. Inhale, reach the right leg up and back behind you. And then as you exhale, this time we're going to come into pigeon pose. So bring the right knee to meet your right wrist. And then just set it up. So you might have to physically grab a hold of your right foot, pull it forward, and then lower the back left knee down to the mat. So place the right foot wherever is comfortable for your hip flexibility. The more flexible you are, the more that the right shin will come parallel to the short edge of your mat. But if it's not there and the right foot is tucked closer into your hips, then that is also totally fine. So ground down through the top of the left leg. You can start sitting up nice and tall. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, start to fold deeper into your pigeon. Maybe you bring the forearms down to your mat. Or maybe you stay lifted. Send your breath into your hips or wherever you feel that tight sensation. If you like to rest your head or your forehead on your forearms, then go ahead and do that. Just hold our pigeon for a moment here as the hips start to open and relax, and as the spine starts to release. Take a final inhale here. And exhale. If you were folded over your legs, then go ahead and press yourself back up. Tuck the left toes behind you. Lift the back left knee. And then bring the right foot back to downward facing dog. We'll come into pigeon on the other side. So inhale, lift the left leg up and back behind you. And then exhale as you bring the left knee to meet the left wrist. So go ahead and set up your pigeon, maybe adjusting the left foot. Lower the right knee and the right leg down to your mat. Try to root down into that hind leg as much as possible. And try to square the hips off to the top of the mat. Take an inhale. And exhale. Take your pigeon further if you'd like by bringing the forearms down, or you can stay lifted. Continue to send the breath to the hips, into the low spine, and then maybe take a relaxing variation of the pose by bringing the forehead down to the forearms. full inhale and a full exhale. Come back up in your pigeon. Lift the back right knee, tuck the right toes, and then step the left foot back to downward facing dog. From here, go ahead and drop the knees down to your mat, untuck the toes, and then go ahead and lower the hips down to your heels. We're coming into child's pose. You can leave the arms stretched out in front of you as you drop your forehead down to your mat. If you'd like to get a deeper stretch across the top of the upper back, then you can go ahead and bring the arms alongside your body and maybe just hold on to the soles of your feet as your shoulders start to round forward. Close your eyes and maybe you kind of just massage your forehead along your mat as you tilt your head from side to side. Also, if you'd like to take a modification of child's pose, you can always bring the knees wide so that they kind of come in line with the outer edges of your mat. And then maybe that'll give your torso and your tummy a little bit more room to fold over your legs. Slowly walk your hands into your body if you have them extended and come to sit up. We're going to flip onto our backs. So just swing your legs in front of you and then come to lie down. We're going to just end with one final little back bends to kind of even out everything we've done in our practice. So bring your feet close to your hips. You can bring your arms alongside your body so that your fingertips are brushing up against your heels. And once you've found that proper alignment and your knees are in line with each other, make sure they're not falling in or falling out, you're going to start to lift the hips away from the mat, coming into a little bridge pose. I like to tuck the shoulder blades underneath me to help give me a little bit of added space. So send your hips up to the sky. Ground down through both feet and your shoulders as you lift up. Take one final inhale. Maybe you send the hips up a little bit more. And then exhale as you slowly roll the vertebrae down back onto your mat. Hug your knees into your chest. Give them a gentle little squeeze. And we'll take a little supine twist. So extend the left leg beneath you. Give the right knee a last little hug in. And then extend the right arm out to your right. And then gently start to lower the left knee over to the ground to your left as you take a full body twist. So your chest might be a lot more open than mine, in which case the right shoulder won't be lifted so far off the mat, but I have been doing this stretch for years and my chest still is taking its time to open up. Might be a little bit easier too if you put a pillow underneath the right knee. Might help to get into the twist a little bit easier. You can close your eyes here. Slowly come back to center. We'll switch sides, hugging the left knee into the chest and releasing the right leg down beneath you. Extend the left arm out to your left and then lower your left knee over to the ground to the right. And close your eyes. If you can, maybe you let your gaze and your head kind of drop over towards the left. Come back to lay on your back. Hug both knees in one final time. Release your legs as you bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees fall open to the sides. Place one hand on your heart and one hand on your tummy. Let gravity slowly help to open your hips as you just focus on your breath. Feel the rise and fall of your tummy. You can stay here, or if you'd like to take full Shavasana, then you can extend both legs down to the end of your mat. Let your arms come by your sides. Take a final deep inhale, feeling the tummy rise, and then exhale, let everything go as your tummy drops. Reach the arms overhead, stretch the legs beneath you as you take a full body stretch. And then roll over to one side, coming into a fetal position for a brief moment. And then press yourself up. Come to a nice cross-legged position on your mat. Gonna roll out the shoulders a couple times. And that concludes our flexibility flow. I hope you guys had a good time with this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. You can leave me some feedback, some comments below. I would love to hear from you all. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank yourself for spending the time to come onto your mat and move a little bit in your body. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all next Thursday for another yoga practice. Thank you so much.